Hello and welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, all, to another episode of this Rise of Flight career. Before we begin, I'd like to apologize for the extremely lengthy intro that will follow. I'm sure there are plenty of you who don't enjoy the sort of audio drama I sometimes get up to, so no hard feelings if you skip ahead to the action. Now, we are flying for the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and last we left off, for it's been a while now, young ace Vikram's Beerglas was firmly in the clutches of the enemy after being down behind enemy lines along with two of his fellow officers. Was this the result of bad luck? Daring folly on his own part? Was it a trap set by the increasingly cunning VHS? Or was it possibly treachery from within the 13th? Such thoughts tumbled through his head as he slept fitful nights away in the small, soggy barracks of the Russian holding area. There wasn't enough room to lie down. He was an officer, true, but there didn't seem to be enough time or care for the Russians to bother. No, he shared the muddy camp with thousands upon thousands of recently surrendered countrymen. Whispers in a dozen languages all around him at night and in the mess. The offensive, it seemed, was still going strong, but slowing. The fighting around the city was especially fierce, and rumors abound of a counterattack in the works. Perhaps, many of the men thought, if Hötzendorf broke through soon enough, before the Russians could ship all of their prisoners further east. But such a thing had never happened. It was useless to... Engine. A rotary from the sound of it, small and sputtering. They'd had flyovers before, for the camp was not too far away from the base of the Russian 7th Squadron, but this was different. You could hear the engines slow, fire on half the cylinders. Was it coming into land? At this hour? Vikram looked around. None of the other prisoners seemed to mind much. Asleep. Only one stirred, and he recognized the bearded face even in the dark. It was Lieutenant Gaska. His rudder had been shot away by flak just minutes after Vikram was hit. Forced landing in a tree. Good man. Russian rotary, he mouthed, and Vikram nodded. Confused shouts outside as the crate set down. They felt a moment was upon them. Quietly they crept out of their cots. The doors weren't locked. There was nowhere to go anyway. The chill of a summer's night stole under their nightshirts as they peeked about. A fire was burning in the distance. Men with lanterns on the small field set up to stall captured Austrian equipment. Most guards had gone that way, and the rest seemed as interested as Vikram and Gaska in the events taking place on the field. No eyes were upon them. Halfway across the camp, latrines had been dug, hastily, to accommodate the sudden influx of prisoners. Dug too close to the barbed wire fences, and intense summer rains had eroded the ground away over the past few weeks. One fence post was slightly askew. Gaska took off his shirt, wound it around the lowest wire. Mud and human waste. A few meters away, Vikram could see the glow of a guard's lit pipe. Then he was through. Cuts along his arms and back. Gaska followed. They said goodbye, wordlessly, and the other man slipped away into the darkness. Vikram lingered, made a decision. It wasn't long before their escape was noticed. Guards, rifles at the ready, swarming back towards the camp, into the forests. Dogs barking. The sun was almost up, and the first tentative rays of morning shimmered along the bracing wires as Vikram clambered into the cockpit of a beat-up Russian aeroplane. Magnetos to full. He would die in the air or not at all. go. Open up. The sun is coming up to the east. I need to turn west as soon as possible. This thing doesn't even have a compass. And I don't know how to fly it. Just as with Vikram, this is my first time in this bloody machine. The blasted POW camp is going to stay far behind us. Here's a river, but I don't have a map. It's not like the Russians saw fit to equip me with one. I also don't know how much fuel I have left. Oh, I suppose this is a fuel gauge. Doesn't look too bad. Well then. It's been a while since we were up together. I hope the wait hasn't been too strenuous on all of you. It's been a busy day, a busy week at work, that's about it. There will be more multiplayer careers coming as well, as soon as I can organize the time that works with for both me and Kayla. Very unfamiliar terrain, this. But I'm hoping that once we make it over further west, there should be landmarks that we can recognize, because we've been up over this part of the Eastern Front quite some time now. I think it's safe to say that I know this map better than any of the Western Front maps at this point. It doesn't seem like the Russians have sent up anything to face me. Which isn't all that surprising. We just escaped, and that isn't an airfield. I will have to telephone to the 7th Squadron to send something up. And I'm hoping that going full tilt like this, I will have time to escape over our lines. You might think, and you all would be correct in assuming, that that might not make for the most exciting escape ever. But you might have failed to take into consideration that neither the AI nor Vikram's friend, were this real life, have any idea that he is flying a captured, make that stolen, Russian aeroplane. And if we see any Germans or Austrians, well, they are liable to shoot us down, and I don't really want to shoot them down in turn, even assuming I could do so in this shitty S-16. Furthermore, I intend to land at a Austrian aerodrome, and that flak will be very, 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 very hostile to us. And we've already seen what flak can do to a man. However, Vikram will not die in a POW camp. If he's shot down by friendly artillery fire as he makes his escape, then that is fine with me, honestly. I would be sad to see him go, but dear God, I hope I'm not spouting prophecy here. I don't want him to die by any means, but he should die in the air. He should die an airman. I think I owe him that much. God, I really have no idea where I'm going. I will not be looking at the map, given, you know, of course, I do have it, technically speaking. Oh, hells. That's the airfield of the 7th Squadron. I will be giving that a wide berth. Sorry, yes, I won't be using the icons, I won't be using the map. And I will pray to all the gods that I can make it way across, quote-unquote, the lines. This will be a navigational challenge, I suppose, and you all know how good I am at navigation. Even so, I will make a cut here, I think, because this might be a very lengthy mission. Wow, this thing burns fuel really, really quickly. I'll make a shortcut here, and I'll see you in a little bit. Assuming I live. Ta-ta. Welcome back. I'm passing close to a very big city. Because that could be that one situated sort of in the middle there, Stanislav or whatever. The focus of the current fighting going on. So far the skies seem clear. Turn a bit more to the south. That's a factory complex. In the hands of the Russians, no doubt. Not much I can do about that. This part of the map looks so strange from this side. It's like dancing backwards in heels. Another airfield. Yes, by Jove, it looks like it. I wonder if poor Gasco's okay. I feel a little bit guilty about leaving him behind, but this plane could never have taken both of us. And, if we'd both gone into the forest, it would have had an easier time of it. We went our separate ways, and I hope you can make it back. The city's much closer than I expected. So maybe you can make it there. The Russian offensive shouldn't last much longer, I think. Of course, we know Hötzendorf was big on the winter offensives, wasn't he? Sun is still at our back, sort of, just about. I'm regretting the decision not to take the map. So many bloody rivers. I think this is the biggest one. It's rather interesting that we've had so many very, very dangerous and sort of action-fraught missions lately. And then the most boring one turns out to be the one where I escape from a Russian POW camp. I've seen neither Russian nor German. I suppose it could be an effect of the current Russian air superiority. Everything looks the bloody same. I don't even know what airfield I took off from. This is an enormous big chunk of forest. Welcome back again. I am thoroughly lost. I'm not sure if this is the right big city. You all know what I'm looking for, don't you? The Foot Forest. The landmark that we've been passing over in every mission so far. Riveting stuff, isn't it? Don't worry, I shall make it up to you. Or following this, assuming it's a successful escape, I shall immediately record another episode, which I promise shall be less about fumbling about in a Russian aeroplane and more about shooting them down. I might have to actually put her down and ask for directions. And hope that I'm far enough to the west not to be shot on sight. I can find a town or something where I can... Oh, look, a factory. Okay, that's good. If we are truly far enough west, a factory will certainly be held by friendly forces. Which means they might shoot at me. But it also means that they can probably give me directions. Alright, we've preambled about far enough. I'm going to attempt to land this crate, and I almost forgot that it's a rotary. Flip this thing down. Might be safer to land it near the town there. I've never landed an S-16 either. So this should be interesting. Remember what I said, die in the air, not on the ground. Dying on landing is not quite what I had in mind, however. This field just outside should do. I'm not going to land on the main street. Now please don't flip over. Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me. You over there. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Oh dear God, where am I? Bogorodichny. Okay. Small town of Bogorodichny. I'm assuming someone in the factory had a map. Isn't that the Foot Forest? Or are we going much further north? Maybe the airfields have moved while we were imprisoned, because it's been a couple of weeks. Well, the good news is that we are indeed behind friendly lines. I should think. Let's make for that airfield over there. That's far enough away, and if we can land at the aerodrome, then pretty much directly southwest. Okay. Thank you. Now start, damn you, start. Come on, come on, come on. Let's all just assume that I got some farmer to help me spin up the prop there. Is the rumored airfield. As you can see, the game didn't consider it significant, so it hasn't actually spawned it in. It's just the field there without the buildings. But it shall have to do, because this is about as long as I can accept leading you about without any action. Sorry for this being an incredibly boring and dull episode. I shall cut it down to a reasonable length and make it up for you with something more interesting next time. I hope. These things are sort of out of my control. Can't say I was looking forward to being shot at by friendly artillery, but I was at the very least expecting that to put some flavor into the final moments of this episode. No such luck, I'm afraid. You shall have to do with landing on another empty field. Comfort yourself with the knowledge that at least Vikram is back in action. And let's not mess up this landing and kill him. Very well, folks, there you have it. Again, apologies for this episode. Now you know how Vikram escaped back to friendly lines. The next episode shall be back to our usual fare, and, well, I'll see you then, shan't I?